those mighty golden bears. La da 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 da. Just a second. On Wisconsin, crash right through that line.
Tommy, what are you doing there?
Cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame.
All right, I asked you a question. What are you doing?
I'm just saluting our fighting men. Hi there. Peace.
It's the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour with guest stars Victor Borge, the Traitors, Joe South, the Hello People, special guest stars, the Beatles, the Jimmy Joy Singers, the Ron Poindexter Dancers, and Nelson Riddle and his orchestra. From Television City in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, the Smothers Brothers.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My brother asked me tonight if he could start off the show by reading a poem. It's a short little poem, he said, and it's filled with significance. So here's my brother now, Thomas Bolin Smothers III, reading his original composition, Wind.
Thank you very much. The Wind by Thomas Bolin Smothers III. As I awakened, the scent of tuna filled my ears, covering the backward yard with hairy tears. In my garage, napkins searched for the truth in Margaret, and the moon singing on roller skate drenched the world in pencils. The pencils drenched the world in wind. Thank you very much.
Just what was that?
It was a heavyweight poem, Dickie. It was very heavyweight.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard a very heavyweight poem from my brother's very lightweight mouth. You come out here and you waste my time.
You're a fascist.
Oh, I'm a fascist. You waste my time, their time, reading this drivel, this nonsense, and you expect me to really dig it. That poem was the most obscure, meaningless piece of drivel I have ever heard in my life. I didn't like it.
Do you know what we have here?
What?
A failure to communicate.
Failure to communicate. That's
right.
Very good. So why don't you communicate with me? You tell me what that heavyweight poem was all about.
I'll tell you what it means, and I'll tell America what that poem meant.
Okay.
The poem meant, as I awakened, the scent of tuna filled my ears, covering the backyard with hairy tears.
Tommy, stop.
And the moon singing on my roller skate drenched the world in pencils.
I told you I didn't want to hear the poem. I don't want to hear the poem again. I told you. What does it mean? Don't just repeat the nonsense, the drivel.
You know, it's really, let me say this as a truthful thing, it's really sad. It's really sad when two brothers can't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And if after all the time that I've known you, that we can't communicate, how do you expect people in the world to communicate with each other? How do you expect governments? How do you expect countries? How do you expect anyone to communicate if you and I can't communicate? And I've known you an awful long time not to be able to communicate, and it reflects whence we go with. I don't know, but I know that the world is in such a mess because people can't communicate.
Tommy, I got what you're driving at. I think I finally got it. There is a tremendous lack of communication in this world. I haven't spent enough time with you. Not just spending time, but communicating with you. Now, that line about, it is really good. I've been thinking about that poem, too. That line about, the tuna? The tuna filled your ears with, you know what that means? It's symbolic of man's cruel inhumanity towards man.
Wow, that's really a heavy line.
Right. And that part about your backyard being covered with hairy tears, Tommy, that signifies, of course, I mean, it's so obvious. It signifies, of course, that all of us who occupy this cruel, inhuman, imperfect world are bound together by one common denominator, which is love.
Amen.
Right. And unless we learn to live together in harmony, we'll be dragged under, sucked under by the singing moon on your roller skate. And those people out there, every single person in this audience, everyone in a television camera, everyone who heard that poem and understood that poem is as stupid and ridiculous as you are, because it's drivel, it doesn't mean anything, it's a ridiculous, stupid, rotten poem, and I never want to hear it again, and you're a stupid jerk for saying it. You made a fool out of me. You mocked the truth of life.
But I'll tell you something. You know, there's something, now that I understood how well you understood my poem, there's something that I've had hidden in my heart for a long time that I want to communicate to you, because I've known you for so long.
I feel great. Anything you want to say, man. I feel beautiful.
Well, there's something I want to tell you, because I've known you for so long, and I've been holding back on it, and I think it's time that I communicated this inner secret, this inner truth that I should have reflected
Listen,
to you.
I can handle anything. Just tell it. Communicate with your brother.
You were adopted! Scalpel. Sponge. Forceps. Clamps. Clingers.
Baby, you're on my mind. The folks are going and the place will be mine. Oh, baby, wanna be with you. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it all to you right now, yeah. I rock me again tonight, and everything's gonna be right. I'm gonna have a good time tonight. The rock and roll music's gonna play all night. I'm gonna have a good time tonight. The rock and roll music's gonna play all night. That is comes and she's right on time. Oh, Debbie playing bass and she sure looks fine. Oh, Melly play the guitar just for you. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a call to you right now, yeah. Rock me again tonight, and everything's gonna be right, 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 right. I'm gonna have a good time tonight. The rock and roll music's gonna play all night. I'm gonna have a good time, I'm gonna have a good time tonight, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have a good time tonight. The rock and roll music's gonna play all night. I'm gonna have a good time tonight. The rock and roll music's gonna play all night. Have a good time tonight. The rock and roll music's gonna play all night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Borge.
Thank you for that hearty welcome. I have been asked by some of the brothers to play a number for a change all the way through, and I'm delighted tonight to have the opportunity, and I shall do so. There will be no comedy because we feel you have enough comedy on the show anyway. Enough is enough. I shall play a song by Mendelssohn. Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy is his name, or was his name. He's dead now. And I hope he is because they buried him many years ago. Fatality. It's a song called Auf Flügeln des Gesanges, and it means exactly that. Pardon my back. Pardon my front. But that's the way I'm built. Is this too drafty for you? Actually, first I was supposed to have played, I think I'm going to play the second Hungarian Rhapsody by Liszt because there's a little more fire in that, and I think the other one is quite boring, and nostalgic moment for me because you all remember Lyndon B. Johnson. He was former president of the United States. And last time I played this particular song was in Washington, D.C. I gave a concert in the famous concert hall there, the Constitution Hall. It was a benefit. It took place on a Sunday evening in Washington. And that Sunday morning, I arrived early in Washington because I was going to have lunch at the White House. And I'm very happy to say that I did have lunch at the White House. I say lunch, I was just munching on some crackers as I followed the guide around. And in the evening, when I entered the stage in Constitution Hall, you can't imagine my surprise when unexpectedly I saw in the audience in front of me the President of the United States, Gentleman Bird himself. You know, and with him was Lady Bird and one of the minor birds, you know. And they sat in the box. The lid was off, of course, so I could see. And I will never forget it. When I concluded the program, I rushed backstage to my dressing room. In front of the door to my dressing room stood a Secret Service man, and when he saw me, he said, "You are Victor Borge," and I thanked him for that invaluable information, of course. He said, "The President wants to see you in your dressing room. He wants to thank you for the performance, and he should be ready, he should be here in about a minute. He has already left his box out there in the... So please prepare yourself to receive the President." So I asked him, how can one do that in 1 minute? What can I prepare in 1 minute? Wash one hand, perhaps? And which one? I don't know. So the door opened, and there was Mr. Johnson. And I will never forget it. He stepped into my dressing room, which was a great honor for both of us. Well, the President represents the government. I represented the people, so that... I was the only people there anyway. And then, there we stood face to face, which was the most practical way of arranging that kind of meeting. And then he spoke to me, and I am not going to reveal what he said because it was in privacy, and I don't want to be indiscreet. But I can tell you that 3 times Mr. Johnson called me Albert Schweitzer. Then he suddenly lifted me up by my ears and pronounced me a Great Dane. So there I was hanging around for a little while, and then the President said, "Now you do something." So I bid him. And he laughed. He thought that was very funny. He said, "Is there anything you want to discuss now that you are hanging here for a while?" And I couldn't think of a thing, you know. Then all of a sudden it occurred to me that ever since I was a little boy, I was standing on that side. I always wanted to know how a fly lands in the ceiling, or on the ceiling, rather, you know. All of a sudden it hangs there. Now, does it turn this way? Does it turn that way? Or how does it get off again? Like this? Always fascinated me. So I thought maybe the President would know how a fly lands on the ceiling. Maybe that would be. Well, he's taller than most, and I understand he had hit the ceiling quite a few times. So maybe he could answer the question. On the other hand, I thought, why embarrass him? He might not know the answer, so I just said no, and then he lowered me, and I thanked him for the lift, and that was the end of that. I was going to tell you, do I have another minute? Can I have another minute? Because on my way this afternoon in here to the studio, I ran across a young lady. She used to be a pupil of mine, and she is now, I think she's in the chorus here, the choir, and a brilliant little pianist, and I have always been interested in the youngsters, so I'm going to ask if I can take her out here and let her play just a short number. I was a teacher. I had about 4 pupils about 14, 15 years ago. Would you please come in? You don't mind playing the number for us? You in the choir? Yes. What's your name?
Doris.
Yes, that's what I thought. I just wanted to check you. Yeah. Yeah, sit down, because otherwise... See, there are 3 petals, don't mind. I do. The one in the middle is there to separate the 2 others. The Blue Danube, please. That's the second part. Da 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 da. You know. Yeah, that's very nervous. She has never played it. Now again. Now the ending. Dan. I told her she was going to go far. I don't judge until I'm absolutely sure. Just 1 second, please. Blue Danube, Blue Danube, Blue Danube. Blue Danube by Joe Strauss. That's it. She's right.
We'll be right back with Victor Borge, Joe South, and the Hello People on the second half of the Smothers Comedy Brothers Hour.
Look around and tell me what you see. What's happening to you and me? God grant me the serenity. Just remember who I am.
Those are the words of a young writer-singer from Atlanta, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe South.
Well, the games people play every night and every day now, never meaning what they say now, never say what they mean, y'all. While they while away the hour in the ivory tower, till they're covered up with flowers in the back of a black limousine. Oh, la da 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 da. I'm talking about you and me in the games people play. Oh, we make one another cry. We break a heart, then we say goodbye. Cross our hearts and we hope to die that the other was to blame. Oh, but neither one will ever feel. So we gaze at an age thinking about the things that might have been. It's a dirty, rotten shame. Oh, la da 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 da. Talking about you and me, brother, in the games you play. Oh, yeah. All right. My. Now look here, people walking up to you, singing glory, hallelujah, and they're trying to sock it to you in the name of the Lord. They're gonna teach you how to meditate, read your horoscope, cheat your faith, and furthermore, to hell with hate. Come on, get on the board. Oh, la da 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 da. Talking about you and me in the game people play. Now wait a minute. Look around, tell me what you see. What's happening to you and me? God grant me the serenity to just remember who I am. Oh, cause you're giving up your sanity for your pride and your vanity. Turn your back on humanity. Oh, and you don't give a lie. Da, 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 da. Talking about you the games people play. I wonder, can you come out and play now, early in the morning?
You know, I've been playing a game on my brother for the past couple of weeks. I've been telling him, you know, I've been standing here looking up, and then my brother comes out, I get him to look up, and he falls for it. He's a dummy, man. Every time that I say the looking up in the air gag, he just looks right up in the air like he doesn't even know. Tonight I'm gonna do a little different variation. See, when he comes out, I'm gonna make him look down. I'm gonna say, hey, there's some water on your front of you like that, and he'll look down, and then I go, boom, like that. It's the old looking down gag, as opposed to looking up gag. You fall for it. Hey, Dick, come on out.
Hi, Tommy. What you been doing?
Oh, I wanted to get on with the show.
Wasn't Joe South great?
Hey, you got a water spot right here on your...
Where?
Water spot right on your tie.
Huh.
No, dummy. Down. Look down. It's on your tie. Wow! Look at the water spot all over your tie! Will you stop looking up and look down at this water spot? It's all over there. It's terrible. Oh, look at everybody's looking. What are you looking at?
The water.
What water?
Insignificant things that drive you crazy.
And now, the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
Well, the games people play now, every night and every day now, never meaning what they say now, never saying what they mean.
Our games. What are these games? Games occur when we satisfy our egos by attracting attention to ourselves. Or try to make people look up to us. Or try to make people feel sorry for us. So tonight we are going to take a look at these games that we all play. And maybe each of us, or some of us at least, can learn something from it, depending on your own hang-ups, of course.
Well, the games people play every night and every day now. Meaning what they say now, that's the games people play.
I really want that sculpture there. You know, down here you have to play the bargaining game with these
Oh,
guys
well,
here,
you just
know.
go right ahead and do that, dear. I want to look at those tacos over there anyway.
Oh, do that. Come back. Oh, are you the...
Si, senor. Si, senor.
I am very interested in that sculpture.
Oh,
That's
si, senor.
Lovely. How much does it?
200 pesos, senor. 200. Only 200 pesos.
I'll give you 50.
50 pesos,
Yes.
senor. My cousin designed this sculpture for the Presidente of Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
150 pesos for you.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Is that your cousin?
Rara.
Clara, yeah.
Guadalajara.
Yeah, Clara. Yeah.
250.
Clara!
250 pesos. You make fun of my accent, senor.
No. I thought you were making fun of mine. All right.
You are a guest in my country.
Is this your country?
Si, senor. 150 pesos since you're a fine fellow.
60.
60 pesos?
60.
My children are starving, senor, and my wife, and my sisters, and my brothers.
Why did you marry?
I am uneducated, senor, but I give you, since you're a fine fellow, 115 pesos. 115. That's
My
all.
dear friend, my dear man,
Si, senor.
I'll tell you, I'm delighted to give you your price.
Thank you, senor.
But- Unfortunately, I only have 89 pesos here.
89 pesos.
89 pesos is
Okay,
all
senor.
I have,
Okay.
and that is all.
Pesos here. I have 100.
Talking about you and me, the games people play.
Hey, why do you have to always get dressed up? Now, who are you trying to impress anyway, huh?
No one, dear. It's just the only thing I have to wear.
That's what you said last week, and you know darn well, clothes do not make the person. It's what you are inside. Now, why do you have to impress everybody all the time?
I don't, darling. I just want to look nice.
Oh, come on, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, can't go bowling without my bowling ball.
Talking about you and me and the games people play now.
Sam?
Freddie!
Hey.
I haven't seen you for ages. How are you?
Oh, well, I've been working too much or anything like that, but it's okay. Everything's
Oh,
fine.
you look fine.
Thank you. Thank you. You look great, too.
We haven't seen you for so long. My wife and I always talk about you. Won't you come over for dinner some night?
Oh, that'd be just...
Any night, any time.
How about tonight?
That might be a little soon because tonight we are going
Yeah.
out. We are invited out.
Well, how
for dinner.
about tomorrow night, then?
Tomorrow?
I'd like to see you.
I would love to see you tomorrow, but we have family coming over. You know what I said.
How about Wednesday night? Wednesday night would be
Wednesday,
great for me.
no, on Wednesday I'm going to Borge. Performance of Borge.
Well, how about Sunday night? I would like to spend some time with you and your old lady, you know.
Yeah, she's dying to see you. But Sunday night we play cards. You know, we have a little club. But, there's nothing good. But we want to see you as soon as you possibly can.
How about sometime next month?
Next month, that's so far away, you know. It's so difficult. But can you make it soon?
Yeah.
What's your favorite dish?
Veal Parmesan. I'd like to spend time with you. How about
Oh, my wife would love to make veal. What is it, veal?
Veal Parmesan?
Veal Parmesan,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd like to spend time
Would you
with
come over and have that with us someday if my wife makes it for you?
Yeah.
Great. Please come as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah,
We
well-
are dying to see you.
Talking about you and me and the games people play.
Oh, you know, you're being awfully sweet about this whole thing, Gloria, really.
Well, I really don't hate you, Morris.
Oh,
I mean,
thank
just
you.
because two people have agreed to part is really no reason why they can't be friends.
I tell you, if everyone could be like you, Gloria, when they're going through a divorce doesn't have to be a dirty, tawdry, messy thing like divorces
yes,
are.
really. No, I'll never understand why people just lower themselves to the level of animals.
Animals.
Just
They're
animals because of marriage
I know,
fails.
marriage fails, they turn into animals.
Oh, there's my lawyer.
Oh, there's my lawyer.
Excuse me. see you later. Honey, I'd like the house and furniture, half the records and the dog.
I'll fight you for the dog and the record. Julie didn't even have a dog when you married
Go
me.
ahead and try it.
Oh, he's trying to sell the dog.
La da 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 da. Talking about you and me and the games people play.
Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me.
No, excuse me.
No, excuse me.
Hey, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I said excuse me.
Hey, man, excuse me.
I said excuse me.
Excuse me!
Excuse me. Excuse me.
La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Talking about you and me and the games people play.
Well, I have no strategy to change, but it doesn't alter my position one bit. There's nothing that happened that affected what has always been my position. I am not a candidate. Oh, I'm not a candidate. I am not a candidate. I'm not a candidate. I am not a candidate.
It is with this pride that I nominate for the high office of President of the United States
I am not a candidate.
Excellency, the Governor of California, the Honorable Ronald Reagan.
Look around, tell me what you see. What's happening to you and me? God grant me the serenity. Just remember who I am. Cause you're giving up your sanity for your pride and your vanity. Turn your back on humanity, and you don't give a talking about you and me and the games people play. Talking about you and me and the games people play. Talking about you and me and the games people play. Talking about you and me and the games people play.
Ladies and gentlemen, recently my brother saw a very unusual group on The Tonight Show. They combined the art of mime and the art of song, and also they sang a very unusual song. It expressed the attitude of some of the young people whose governments are fighting each other.
That's very well said.
Thank you.
You didn't put it very well, though. It's not important whether we agree with these people or whether you agree with them. It's only important that all opinions be heard in a free country. So let's please see and hear the Hello People with Anthem.
the home of the briefcase is all I can see, with fine houses and highways. We covered the land, but freedom's a fable if the conscience is banned. I've got something I'll die for. What else can they do? I've got something to live for. What about you?
Next week, our guests will be Judy Collins, Lee French, and special guest star Jonathan Winter. So good night and thank you.
Good night.
Also appearing on tonight's show were Jessica Myerson, Bob Einstein, Jerry Music, Murray Roman, Doris Richmond, and Carol Ferrazzi. This is Roger Carroll.